This video will show you how to budget in Microsoft Excel and compare your actual monthly spend automatically. By the end of the video, you will have a pivot table that looks like this with two columns, one for actual expenses and the other for a budget. The numbers on the side here are variances with conditional formatting used to highlight the areas that need some attention. All of this took just minutes to update and refresh each month. I have summarized all of my actual expenses exported from my bank for the entire year in this data tab here. To view it easily, I can summarize it in a pivot table by opening up a new tab, clicking on an Insert Pivot Table using this ribbon here. Then in this dialog box, I click on this area and then I select all the rows in my data tab and then click OK. Now I just add the data fields of information I need to this pivot table, which is year, and I'll add it into the filter section here, then month in the column section, transaction value, and then categories in the row section. With that done, you can clearly see my actual expenses and income for each month of the year in a nice neat summary without going into the detail, which is great for setting a budget at a higher level. Remember, you can change your number formats by right-clicking on any cell of the pivot table, click on Value Field Settings, and then click Number Format. Also, you can move the rows around to organize them in any order you like, and I start with income first, and then highest expenses to lowest, which are all negatives. Now I'm going to copy all of the categories and values for the first month of January, and I'll paste values only underneath the pivot table just here. With this copy of data for January hard-coded, I'm going to work through each category one by one and change it to be either higher or lower or kept just the same depending on my needs, wants and goals for the year. It is also a good idea to sum the total using a sum formula like this over this cell range for the month, so you can keep track of whether you are saving or overspending in this month. So you can make changes as you go to hit your target. Okay, now that I've completed my budget for January, I need to add a budget column in my data tab next to my transaction value column by clicking here, then right mouse click, then insert column, which moves all cells to the side and updates all of my formulas automatically, which I have on the right hand side of my bank transaction data. Now I'm going back to the summary tab and I'm going to copy all of my budget numbers for January, and then I'm going to go back to the data tab, and then right at the bottom of my data I'm going to paste special values in the budget column I just added. Now I'm going back to the summary tab and I'm going to copy the category names too, and I'm going to add them in this description column here in this column next to the values I added, so they each have the same name. If you've watched my previous video about how to add category names automatically, you should also add these category names to the reference tab in column A at the bottom of this list, so the left formula and the VLOOKUP table work when you copy the formulas down to the last row of data, just like this. Now in the data column in column A, I'm going to type 31 January 2022, which is the new year that I'm budgeting for. And then I'll copy that date down to all the rows for the January budget numbers by pressing Control, right mouse button and copying down to here. This is important if you watch my other video on how to add more valuable data to a pivot table, as including a January date here will ensure that your month and year fields to the right here are automatically updated with the right data. If you take a zero-based approach to budgeting, then make sure you include your sum total in the budget column here and change the value to be the opposite value to make sure the total sum to zero. So if it is a positive number, add a negative sign, and then make sure the sum of all budget values entered equals zeros for this month. Make sure you give it a category name like savings or investments, and add that to your reference tab too to keep it automated. Now, just repeat this exact same process for each month of the upcoming year to complete your budget, making sure you take into account the many variations specific for that month, like quarterly and annual expenses, or new expenses you are planning on making, like holidays or home renovations. When that is complete, go back to the summary tab and refresh your pivot table button like this to add your new budget data and the budget column to the pivot table selection here. When comparing the actual expenses of month, add your budget values to the pivot table by clicking on the budget column in this field list here of your pivot table and dragging it to the values section of your pivot table, holding the left mouse button from here and drop it underneath your actual transaction value by taking your finger off the mouse button. Now you can see an extra column next to your transaction value for the budget number you just added. Now let's deselect all months in this drop down menu and let's focus on January being month number 1. I'm also going to remove grand totals for the pivot table to help clean it up. So I'm going to click on pivot table, then the design ribbon here, then grand total drop down button, and click on for columns only. Now it removes the grand totals on the side here. If you want to see if there's a variance between budget and actual income and expenses, just add a simple subtraction subtraction formula between the actual expense in B6 and budget column C6, like this, and press enter. Then copy the formula to the end of the row and it will automatically calculate the variances. To make the variances more visible to read quickly, you can add a conditional format by going to the Home tab in the ribbon up here and then click on Conditional Formatting button here. Then go down to the menu to Color Scales. I'm going to click this first choice here of green, yellow, red scale. Here you can see the extreme overspend is highlighted the highest negative red and the highest positive number as green. Everything in the middle is yellow, as in neutral, and different shades means each color is trending towards either extreme positive or negative values. Now you can see clearly which categories you need to zone in on and investigate further. Now click on one of these videos on the screen to learn more about tracking your expenses in Excel for free.